A monkey is sitting on a tree limb. A monkey is sitting on a tree limb. The limb exerts a normal force of 48 Newton and a frictional force of 20 Newton. So monkey is sitting on the tree limb. The limb exerts a normal force of 48 Newton. So this is the normal force. Normal force equals to 48 Newton. Normal force is 48 Newton. And a frictional force of what? Frictional force of 20 Newton. Frictional force of 20 Newton. Monkey is sitting on the limb. Monkey is sitting on the limb. The limb exerts a normal force equals to how much? Normal force equals to 48 Newton and a frictional force of 20 Newton. Find the magnitude of the total force exerted by the limb on the monkey. So find the total force. Total force equals to how much? Total force equals to, so we have to find the total force. Total force equals to how much? So this is the total force. Yeah, resultant force. So resultant force equals to normal square plus frictional force square root over. So that is the resultant force. Resultant force equals to normal square plus frictional square root over. Normal square is 48 square plus frictional square. Frictional square is 20 square root over. So that equals to how much? 48 square plus 20 square root over. So that equals to how much? 48 into 48, 2304. So this is 2304 plus 20. So this is 400. So that equals to how much? 2304 plus 400. So this is 2704. So that equals to how much? Root over of 2704. So that equals to 52. So resultant force equals to how much? Resultant force equals to 52 Newton. So resultant force equals to how much? Resultant force equals to how much? Resultant force equals to 52 Newton. That is the resultant force. Resultant force equals to 52 Newton.